gonna lose? What's it gonna prove? Who will be bruised?
What is going on, everybody? Welcome to the Lore Reloaded. I am your lore master, James. It is wonderful to see everybody here. We're going to give it a second so that I can make sure the audio is doing well. If the audio is doing great, let me know. Hit 1 in the description. I will probably already know by then, but why the hell not? I want to make you guys feel like you're a part of this, because really, ultimately, you are. Because without you, there is no me, and without me, Reloaded, there is no you. Or however that stupid saying goes. Alright, sounds like we have some good audio. Hey guys, if you haven't yet, check me out at twitter.com/lorereloaded, twitch.tv/lorereloaded. I like to lie a lot and say I'm going back to Twitch. And it's not really a lie, because I believe I'm going to do it. I just never really do. And, alright. So let's get into it. We're at the sellout time, people. We're selling out. So I'm going to sit here and do a review of this trailer. We're going to watch this trailer live, which means this will not be monetized. Please consider becoming a Patreon or Super Chats. But if I absolutely hate it, I'm a sellout to the other YouTubers because I want to fit in, and it's just in vogue to hate Discovery. If I like any part of it, obviously I'm on my knees literally giving Rick Berman his due course, even though Rick Berman has nothing to do with it anymore. So, here we go. You guys ready to break this down? Let's just get into it. So before we get started, I do want to say something real quick. I do have a little bit of bias here in that I really don't like a lot of Discovery. I find the executives to be liars. I don't believe the writers when they say they care about continuity or they even know what continuity is. And I find the political bias, both outside of the show and in the show, to be ridiculous. And so there are some things that I'm fighting against when it comes to this. This is just me being honest with you guys because I want to make sure that we're all on the same. We all have our own biases. And so I think it's important. By the way, before we get started, we're going to say hello to our legacy first of the world. Okay, 14K Liam, always a party with 14K Liam here. Captain George in the house, Mac Lee, David Meredith. We have Stephen Cross. I already said Mac Lee. Arton. Harry Cynic, that's a hell of a name. Good morning, Andrep. And, of course, Arton back in the house. What's going on, Nathan Norton? Sup with you, buddy? Sup with you? All right. You guys should be able to hear it. Let me know if you can't. Interesting fun fact, and this is just this is a fine shot. I don't really have any issues with this shot or anything. But when I look at this, the more I break down like the Expanse in Babylon 5, generally asteroid belts aren't like this. So this either needs to be some debris or writers not understanding how asteroid belts are. Asteroid belts generally have the rocks so far apart it would be impossible to get hit by them. There's just the overcrowding doesn't work like that. Anyway, sorry, that's the, that is the, not Cynic, the, oh, what the hell am I? Not a reviewer. I forget what the hell we like to call each other on YouTube, but, you know, that. What's going on, Howard Gleason? Good to see you, buddy. And my left foot is here. That's always a positive. All right, so we're going to come back to the wording, but one thing interesting here that gained my interest was this ship. I assume this is the ship that Spock crash landed on. This ship's really interesting to me because it's not really what you would consider Starfleet design generally. I do think it's Discovery Starfleet design, but it's not general Starfleet design. Because you see, like, you have what looks like the nacelles right here, right? You also have the somewhat spherical, not spherical, sorry, it's still a little early. It looks a little bit like the rounded design we see of a primary hull. If it is a ship, it doesn't look like there's any way to get from the primary to the secondary hull, unless that's not a secondary hull and that's just where the engine placement is. But it's an interesting ship. If this wasn't Discovery, I'd say that is a non-Federation ship or a civilian ship. But I'm willing to bet that that is a Starfleet ship, given that's Discovery. What's going on, the Terror of Death? Thank you so much for the support. Because I am showing you guys this live, I am not going to get monetized, so I really appreciate the support. Terror of Death says, morning, Laura. How's everything going? Everything's going great, buddy. I'm here with you. How's everything going with you? All right. By the way, guys, while you guys are watching, just so you know, it may not be November 4th. It may be pushed out by a weekend, but November 4th, I'm doing a 24-hour live stream. We're going to be raising money for my local children's hospital. Hope you guys can be there. Both Eagle Moss, Ugly Sweaters, and Star Trek Online have already become sponsors for it, so you guys need to be there. It's going to be a lot of fun. David Deister, Lore Loaded. Alex should be working on Star Wars, not Trek. I agree. All right, let's get it.
Starfleet is a promise. I give my life for you, you give your life for me. And nobody gets left behind.
No. That, in fact, is not what Starfleet is. Starfleet is a charter to go and explore and find the unknown, to look to civilizations, to become better than what you are. By the way, David Deister, again, thank you so much for the support. It is a way of life, honestly. In the original series, it was also a military. It was a defense mechanism. But it was, even in the original series, 70% exploration, to boldly go where no one has gone before. Or no man has gone before in the Greek. And that said, I don't hate this. We don't know why he's saying this. This could be a speech about going and getting Spock. This could be a speech about, defending a planet or something. So it might be apt, because Starfleet does have the charter of defending oneself, of having ideals, of protecting that is worth protecting, right? So I don't necessarily hate this, but out of context, out of realizing what's going on, that is nothing. That is tertiary of what Starfleet should be, in my opinion. But again, I'm not going to hate it or anything, and it is very inspiring, and in context, it could make a lot of sense, because maybe that's what's important for this specific scene, because he's not wrong from a tertiary standpoint, if that makes any sense. By the way, I'll be looking at you guys to see if you have anything to add to it, so let me know your thoughts when it comes to it. Praise be unto the background kitty. That's right. That's my editor up in the house. Starfleet is a promise, and Discovery broke that promise. That is true. I agree with that. All right.
7 signals appeared across the galaxy.
Okay, so this is still confusing to me. We don't see the use of the spore drive at all, right? And so we see the 7 signals, looking how far across they are from each other. There's no way through conventional warp drive you are going to be able to get there. Again, I don't want to be too critical, because they might not require to go to all the signals, but just one to figure out what's going on. But, without the spore drive, it's going to be unrealistic. It's going to be Enterprise getting to Kronos unrealistic. We got Mark in the house saying, I got a weird ad for a show called Night Flyer, which I clicked this. That show looks better than Discovery. I don't disagree. All right.
Discovery was determining the source and intent of those signals.
Spock needs our help.
I'm assuming that's... Now, you guys be honest with me, because I don't know. I'm thinking that that's Spock's mother and, I guess, Michael's mother. coming on board. Look, so I'll be honest, my original series lore is not as keen as it should be. I would point you to Anti-Trekker because he knows everything about everything when it comes to that. Why would the mom be on there, though? That seems, unless she's an ambassador or something, but I don't believe she was an ambassador. Maybe she was for the Starfleet. But I don't see a lot of reason for her to be there unless it's just her son. And they're already playing Discovery up as a military vessel. They've already talked about that. It is a military vehicle. And so her being on there seems inappropriate. If someone goes missing, even a high dignitary, generally the family doesn't come along on the ships that go to save said military. I don't know. Let me know your guys' thoughts. How do they know it's across the galaxy? Their sensors should not show them that. Okay. Speaking of Star Trek, did folks here see Red Letters Me or Star Trek Galaxy show idea? I'd watch it. Stephen Cross, I absolutely suggest everyone should watch Red Letters Media's Star Trek Galaxy because my 3 of my videos show up in that. Hashtag I'm a star now.
He had a vision. And he called it the Red Angel.
Christianity proven. All right.
Red Angel.
For the love of Christ. There we go. So, good afternoon, Mr. Captain Professor Lore Reloaded. James, enough of the brown nosing. What's going on, sir? So yeah, let's talk about the Red Angel for a second. I find this intriguing, too. Again, I like the fact that they're doing a crossover and that we now have Kerrigan as a part of Star Trek lore. I think that's really awesome that they're bringing the Zerg in. I'll say I'm intrigued. I have no idea what this Red Angel is supposed to be. It doesn't seem like it fits with the Iconians. But again, my original series lore is not the best. So let me know what you guys think when it comes to the Red Angel here. It doesn't seem like Iconian. I think they're doing something new. They might try to tie it in, but this doesn't seem consistent with anything else that's ever happened in Trek, as far as I can tell. I don't know. Thomas Brown. Thomas Bevan. I don't understand why people who love Trek always try to rip it apart. Can't we all just be happy it's back? No, we can't. We can't just be happy it's back. At all. No. We would never allow an abusive spouse come back. So if your spouse went to war and your spouse came back and he or she beat the hell out of you and someone said, well, I don't understand why you're upset that your spouse is so abusive. Why can't we just be happy that he or she is back? No, you wouldn't accept that. And so I'm not going to expect a liar. I'm not going to expect a politically biased, agenda-based facade to go through. That said, not everybody hates Star Trek Discovery. But yeah, just because it has a Star Trek skin doesn't mean it gets any of my love. The other thing that a lot of people get really confused about is if you love something and you enjoy it so much, then being critical of it is some of the highest praise. For a living, I break down Star Trek like it's real. I cannot think of higher praise for somebody's art. But that's just me. The Terror of Death looks like half signals are in the Gamma Quadrant and the other half like it's in the Delta Quadrant. Yeah, we could go back to that. If that's the Milky Way, that is absolutely the way it is. So we would have, so first off, let's break this down. We never have a map, a full-on map of the Star Trek universe. We just don't. We can piece things together, but we never have a complete map, right? But based on what we know and what's given generally from star charts, this is the middle. And so right here, and you guys should be able to see, yeah, you can see, right here towards the middle bottom is where Starfleet is where the Federation is. So you have a signal in Klingon space, 2 signals in the Gamma Quadrant. I'm going to say that's probably Dominion space. 1 down here in, that's not Tholian territory. That may be. 1 near Tholian territory, 1 near Bajor and Cardassia, and 1 in they wear the biofreeze, the biosuits. What are they? Breen. One in Breen territory. Ironically, none of these signals are in Starfleet or Federation space. That's a good point. That's a darn good point. I like the way you think. How did your date go the other week? My date went really well. Thank you so much. Have done a couple of dates since then. It's going really well. I appreciate that. Peter Quinn, so more spore drive. Yeah, that's the only way to get to these. There's going to be no way, unless there's some kind of special dilithium that gets them there quicker. You're going to have to use spore drive to get there. Let's see. I know I have some super chats. I got all of them, didn't I? Yeah, I did. There's going to be a delay on the super chats because I'm going to get them when it's naturally. What if Star Trek Discovery Season 1 was in an alternate universe where Sarek and his wife adopted Burnham, and I'm jumping around in the end of Season 1, what if they jumped into the prime timeline? Hopefully, things would make more sense. Things would make more sense if they did. I don't see one in Borg space. It's arguable if one is in the Delta Quadrant. It depends on how clustered together the Alpha Quadrant is. But if you split this into 4 quadrants, maybe one's in the Delta Quadrant. I don't know. I have a little bit of a problem with that. But again, it comes back to how you interpret and how close you consider the Alpha Quadrant. Alpha and Beta Quadrant technically are. Telling you, dude, this Discovery is future fantasy, not sci-fi. That, along with the politics, is the way they are messing up the worst. I would agree with that, actually. I would. All right. Sorry. A lot of people hate on the Discovery. It's not Starfleet design. It's a specialized ship. If they explain that it was a specialized ship, that would be interesting. That'd be intriguing. But I don't hate it. It's just not Starfleet design.
Spock needs our help. He had a vision. He called it the Red Angel.
Okay, so obviously these two, this scene right here is cut after this scene right here. So let's go back to... Now, when I first saw this, I thought, oh, maybe are they trying to do something interesting? Are they trying to do a good callback? Are they trying to say that she saw the Red Angel when the Klingons attacked when she was a little child? Maybe. Because she was talking about how she saw it. And I think that'd be very interesting and cohesive and continuity writing to have it go back to her childhood. Obviously, they didn't do that because that would be intriguing, that would be interesting. That would require to think past just an episode-to-episode basis. So they didn't do that. But that would have been an interesting way of doing it.
The Red Angel.
Peter Quinn, what I'd like to know is Prime Lorca making an appearance. According to Season 1, Prime Lorca is dead. Prime Lorca transported aboard a ship that exploded immediately after. So unless they do some timey-wimey, oh, this is specialized science type stuff, that's not happening. Let me address this too. Well, only idiots would say, well, you should be thankful it's back. I'd rather have Star Trek die a peaceful and respectful death than abuse. I won't say people who say, well, let's be thankful it's back are idiots. I don't believe that, in fact. I think that it's a hopeful way of looking at it, and if they enjoy what's been brought back, that's great. Generally, people say that when they enjoy it, and they're trying to counteract someone who doesn't. And this isn't talking to whoever the last person was that said that. I honestly forget who even said that. So this is looking at the ideology, the conversation, not the idea, not the person. So I don't know why that was said, but yeah, I mean, if something comes back, you definitely can criticize it, and there's nothing wrong with that. The problem is that if this had been Season 1, I'd be intrigued, but I wouldn't really. I would say it doesn't feel like Nostalgia Trek. It's just there's so much baggage from these people who told things that weren't truthful.
Angel.
I've seen this angel too. And I had this unmistakable feeling. As if everything was gonna be alright.
The face of everything that's going to be all right. That's what I look like when I know everything's going to be all right. That right there. That face, ingrain that face. Also, let's go back a little bit. I really get the feeling right here, Burnham thinks everything's going to be all right. You can just tell. By the way, I love it when they reuse footage. To be fair, everybody does it, but still. We don't get any better pictures. Yeah, we don't get any better pictures. You can see her silhouette in there, but there's not really... Again, I don't know what this Red Angel is. I don't think Iconians. If you think Iconians, that's fine. But is there any other lore that leads to this? It does have a Romulan feel to it, I'll be honest. Like a Romulan Star Empire with the silhouette and everything. And that would be really good writing, really good foreshadowing if there was a Romulan tie here, given the silhouette. Again, that would be me giving them too much credit. I don't think that's what it's going to be. But what are your guys' thoughts? Let me know. It's Q. Q is effing with them. Good morning, Tabletop Yu-Gi-Oh! Celestial Stalin. Nah, Linen. Okay. Maybe the Red Angel is the Queen of Blades. Yeah, we were talking about that. It's Star Trek. Of course everything is going to be all right in the end. Of course it is. Got the Starfighters again. You know, I just didn't like the way they were portrayed in the first trailer. Starfighters make no sense in the Star Trek universe. You really shouldn't have Starfighters. There shouldn't be Starfighter wings. Generally, weapons are pinpoint accurate, making the use of Starfighters useless. You're just getting people killed at that point. Starfighters are one step above Oberths. And so why you would have a Starfighter doesn't make a lot of sense to me. It's Sauron. Could it be a Q-like race? It could be. But we don't see Romulans until TNG in that period. We didn't know what a Romulan looked like. Yeah, we don't know what... We never see Romulans. Discovery is going to keep consistent with that.
I would like to believe in something like that.
Alright, we're going to come back to that in a second. One thing this trailer does right, one thing I'm interested in seeing is the connection Saru and Michael have, and the connection Tilly and Stamets have. This is going to make a lot of people mad, but one thing I do like, one thing I do enjoy, is that the character arcs, character building, and character growth, generally due to secondary characters, not Michael Burnham, are done really well. And I like the friendship that builds between Michael and Saru. I like Saru coming into his own. I think Saru is one of the best characters. I think Saru should be the captain of the Discovery. So the fact that there's building here, I do actually like that. I think that is very well done.
Something like that.
Oh my god! Oh my god, it's a D7! It's an actual D7! Yay! Yay! Discovery has fixed everything! It's like when they showed the Enterprise and everybody got all the people who love TOS got so excited about the Enterprise, because you know what they can do? They can beat the shit out of you. They can tie you up in a barn. They can tie you up in a barn, strip you naked, get out whips, and just beat the shit out of you. Make you bleed that you lose consciousness, and then when you wake up, give you one piece of a Kit Kat bar, and then everything's being okay. And then you're okay. That's what the D7 is. That's what the Enterprise was at the end of Season 1. You are an enabler of abuse if you got excited because you saw the D7, or you like the Enterprise. Alright, now that we got that out of the way. Now that I got that out of my system. So we see the D7, which is interesting to me. And I think Anti-Trekker brought this up, but why is that we've already seen a D7? So why do we see this? What is going on here? What's this design? Because this isn't a D7 according to Discovery. This is a D7 that is a bastardization of the actual D7s. We got Walking Annoyance says, calm down, man. First off, Walking Annoyance, it's ironic your name is that. Secondly, if you think I should calm down and you don't like that, you're not going to have a good time. The Terror of Death saying I need to calm down as well. Yep. Yeah, that's not happening. I was wondering if I watched Star Trek Short Treks. Actually, I did a live show on the Short Treks, 14K Land. Common Sense America, I get the feeling it's not all out of your system. You know me too well, good sir. Look, it's cool that the D7 is here, but why the fuck should I care? You've already bastardized it. You showing it to me doesn't mean anything. And it was obviously an over-exaggeration. But you can't sit here and lie. You can't sit here and propagandize. And I mean to an unreasonable degree. So when I say this, Star Trek has always been about politics, generally left-leaning. Has always been about an agenda. Has always been about telling a story and trying to convince people. But propagandizing, this is worse than what the United States has done during like the Vietnam War. Okay, so well, that's an exaggeration. What they do is just horrific, and it splits up the. It splits up the fan base. So you show this to me, and that's just stupid. It's just stupid. You show me a D7. Fantastic. It doesn't take away everything else you've done. Now, all that to say this. It will be interesting if they somehow tie it in. Because we see during Enterprise precursors to the D7, the D5, the Bird of Prey. Then we see in Discovery things that are widely not the D7, widely not the Bird of Prey, widely not the D5. So and widely not the Katinga. So if they somehow explain why Klingons went into left field and then came back to the original designs, that could be an interesting story. That could be done very, very well. But we'll have to wait and see, okay? William Schaffner, what did I step in here? What did you step in here? Maybe it could be a D7 Mark II or some crap. I think the Trek Yard said it was more like a Katinga. I don't know. We don't have a good shot of it. It could be. Katingas are just souped up D7s, if you ask me, but I could be wrong. Discovery, let's hit this one. Sebastian Wilkins. Discovery has triggered a lot of right-leaning conservatives, but has always been left-leaning and liberal. Watch the damn series! I may lean right, but I am sure as hell not those stupid GOP Trump-loving conservatives that everybody thinks that anybody who leans right is. The problem with Discovery is that it's not that it's left-leaning, not that it has an agenda, that it doesn't give one solid fuck about actually changing people's minds. The original series was campy. It had both pro and anti-religion things in it, but it tried to tell a story if you take into context of the 60s, and tried to tell stories that would change people's minds. TNG hated religion. Religion will be the one thing you got me on with TNG. But when it came to the use of the military, generally, there are some idiotic places in it, but generally, or when it came into what we should be as human beings, they tried to present why that's a good thing, not why you're stupid. Deep Space Nine is probably the best when it comes to political agendas. They do it all the time. They talk about how right-wing conservative beliefs on poverty is wrong. And they do it in the form of several different episodes that don't trigger right-wing people, but actually do change people's minds considering the way they do it. They normalize, not talking about the stupid Quark episode, but they normalize transgenderism and homosexuality. DS9 is probably what TOS was for the 60s. Voyager, for all of its problems, did good points when it came to religion, of all damn things, when it came to military might, of all things, when it came to gender roles, of all damn things. Enterprise really didn't do jack, so I'll give you that. Discovery makes people go against the grain. They turn people against others. They're not telling good stories. They're not making you believe. They're not trying to convince you, which is what Star Trek has always done. Star Trek, before Discovery, has always tried to change your mind. Not fucking throw toxic liberal ideology in your face. You don't like Trump in power? You don't like the fact that Brett Kavanaugh, or whatever the fuck his name is on the bench, it's because of you and people who like Discovery, not the person who commented. I'm not saying the person who commented, so don't take that wrong, because I think Sebastian, we're good friends, but things like that. All right. You're just an angry white male, be quiet. Yeah, I am just an angry white male. Black Templar. Do you think they are trying to change the show to harmonize it with TOS? I think that this is giving me a little hope that they might be trying to turn it around. Now, that said, they are they have lied in the past, but I hope that they try to harmonize it. That said, /79 thank you so much, I appreciate it. That said, I think that this could be an actually good story. If you take everything that happened in season 1, if you do take everything that happens in season 1, and they show maybe where it is a dystopia, you want to show where things went awry, and bring it together and show how TOS is actually the future that they wanted it to be. An interesting story that you could do is where you take the Discovery, and you make Discovery the dystopia, and then you turn it into you build up to show the original series being the utopia. Like it was down, it was gritty, and then slowly you move it up. So that is possible. I think they could. D7 here again, it's cool that they have the D7, but it's ultimately everything else you've done doesn't bring it back. Tabletop Yu-Gi-Oh! DS9 was one of the worst Trek series. Tabletop, I liked having you as a subscriber, buddy. It's going to be sad that we miss you. All right.
Something else.
So let me ask you guys this. Here's an interesting question. This is Emperor Georgiou, right? Okay, so let's bring it back. The Emperor is highly racist, right? Why does she... No, she doesn't mind hiding as a... she doesn't mind hiding as a alien. She's amazingly racist, amazingly bigoted. I don't know. I'm on the fence when it comes to that. Howard Gleason, nice, well said, but I had to turn my sound down a bit. I apologize for yelling. It frustrates me because, ironically, I think that the left, I think there are a lot of good ideas that are considered quote-unquote left or progressive. And I think that some people shouldn't be in power, especially when they're anti-vaxxers and other things. And I just get frustrated because Discovery, honestly, is a symptom of the reason why people we don't want in power are in power. I truly believe that. And that's frustrating because Discovery has... Star Trek has always been good at telling stories in a way that can change someone's mind. And that's why I'm going to have to turn that off. Because Slashdot knows what he's doing. That's why I get so passionate about it. It's because they took what was a good medium of storytelling and changing someone's mind, and they just made it propaganda that only divides us. So that's why I get passionate about it. There is a difference between being racist and doing what is necessary. Racist doesn't help you when you need to hide. I don't disagree, Hilo, but what she did in the Mirror Universe... Well, are you trying to say she can be racist and still hide? I guess. I don't know.
Thing out there. That it?
I'm not impressed with this character, the Emperor, so I really wasn't all that excited to see her come back. Reason being is the Emperor can be manipulated by Michael, and so she doesn't really have a lot of teeth. She is supposed to be like a space Nazi with boobs, is what someone said, which is, by the way, highly sexist. But she was supposed to be a space Nazi. And yet, she can be brought down by Michael. She has no power. She has no teeth. So I don't find her intriguing. She does work with Section 31, though, so it'll be intriguing if they bring that back.
Intervened before all was lost.
So here we have the searcher droid. Those droids. So you see the droids moving around right there? Like those right there? That always reminds me of the Aliens. What was it? Aliens versus Predator. Maybe that was the name of it. No matter who wins, we lose. That tagline. You remember when... Or maybe it's just the Aliens. It wasn't Aliens versus Predators. Maybe it was Aliens. Where he throws the thing up and it starts scanning all of the caves. Which, by the way, the mapper, geologist guy is the one that gets lost. Explain that one to me. That just seems like a ripoff from the Aliens franchise to me. I don't know. Why do Americans always forget that liberals is the Latin word for freedom? I didn't know that the definition of a word, if you put that on you, makes you that, Pascal. I now prefer to have the title billionaire, which, because billionaire means to have $1 billion, I'm about to go buy me a yacht. Xavier, all being said, I do love your show, Laura, and I love Anti-Tracker. Yeah, he comes on late. You wanted me to join his thing. He comes on late. Prometheus. Yeah, it was named Prometheus. Having the Emperor there is like having Hitler as a deckhand and no one commenting on it ever. Well, we don't know if it comes up. It definitely should, because you're right. It is like having it. Terror of Death, you're thinking about Prometheus. I am. But yeah, and that's a point. A lot of people should have an issue working with her. I get that this is Star Trek, higher ideals and stuff. But she literally genocided, and that's a word now, the Klingon homeworld. She eats Kelpians. Maybe they do. Let's be fair. Maybe they do. By the way, the cinematography on this and stuff is just excellent. By the way, guys, if you're watching this, it's going to be November 4th or the weekend after. I will be doing a 24-hour live stream. I'm going to stay up 24 hours raising money using Extra Life for my local children's charity, a charity that saved my nephew's life. It was there, not the children's side, but the hospital side was there when my mom died and dad died. No, mom died. So please definitely consider coming on, hanging out with me. It'll be a lot of fun. I'm going to let people come on and talk. And it is sponsored by Ugly Sweaters, Star Trek Online, Eagle Moss, and more to come.
You like being back in the saddle?
It's an invigorating ride.
She's wearing black because she's evil. I like Pike. We didn't really have a lot or no knowledge of Pike. I can say that in this season, I like Pike. I think Pike is an interesting character. I'm becoming endeared towards him, what I see all 30 seconds that I've seen of him, which makes me hate what happens to him in the end. So I hope they keep that up. The Terror of Death, you're thinking about Prometheus? I was. Thank you again for the... By the way, and Howard Gleason, just a tad towards the yacht. The SS... I don't know. What should we call my yacht now that I'm a billionaire? We'll vote on it. You guys let me know. Remember, only a few people know what really is the Empress from the Mirror Universe. Majority of the crew thought she was the real Georgiou. Well, that's true. Did they? That's a good point. I like that. What's this marathon again at Low Reloaded? And would you like a co-host from Deep Astronomy on? It's a charity to raise money for kids through Extra Life. It'll be either the 4th or the weekend after. And there'll be giveaways. I'll be giving away Eagle Moss ships, Star Trek Online swag, and some ugly sweaters. Yeah, the Black Star. I like that. It's going to be the SS Black Star, or if I'm allowed to, the NCC Black Star. That's what it'll be called. But yeah, I like Pike. Okay, that's an intriguing... This has to be... I'm hoping, the signal destroyed, a planet or something. Because that would be intriguing to me. Because generally asteroid belts aren't this condensed.
If there's anybody down there, I'm not leaving them to die.
I like Pike. I think Pike really has a Kirk feel to me. Now, the anti-trekker may disagree, but I think Pike has a Kirk feeling to me.
We could be walking into.
Whoa! Whoa! Explosions! Things moving fast! Gross stuff! Whoa!
Be walking into a trap.
Saru walking into a trap is interesting to me. I think that is consistent with Saru. And I'll be interested to see where they move with that. Then we have Laurel and Discount Michael Burnham's boyfriend walking up to what looks like an actual Klingon. See, it'll be interesting. Maybe they're researching to find the Klingon D7, to find the D7, because apparently he's the one that has it. And maybe they're looking to take the next edge against. A problem I have with the Federation is that, or with this whole thing, the Klingon Empire, is that the Klingon Empire hated Starfleet and the Federation. And I get you would still have some of that, but the leader was put in place by Starfleet. So a lot of this Cold War nonsense doesn't make a lot of sense to me. Hopefully they bring it together. Don't call it the Black Star. Sheridan will turn up and nuke it. That is true. It was kept between the command of the Discovery and made super classified, says Darth Rev, referring back to Georgiou. Well, okay, I guess that makes sense. Though some might question why she stopped being a captain. Oh my god, what's going on? So apparently they have lightsabers here, but these lightsabers don't do something. I don't know. What the hell's up with these pikes? We're going to keep you from the pikes. Terror of Death. Sweet. Just before my birthday, I'm down for giving back to kids and helping out the local children's hospital. I think you guys will like it. It'll be a lot of fun.
Something about this isn't adding up. Be careful, Captain.
We got, we have, what was it? One? I don't know. See, this character, a lot of people loved this character and never really did a lot for me. Number one, it's cool if you were originally, if you saw the original series and you loved number one and you want to see that expanded. That character never really did much for me, if I'm being honest. You know, if only they had some kind of field that could protect them, some force that could shield them from objects. But, unfortunately, they don't. Common Sense America, Klingon, hashtag Klingon Darth Maul, indeed. Klingon Darth Maul, indeed.
Are you ready to execute this deeply insane plan of yours?
Okay, that's witty. I like Pike. I like Pike and everything he does.
This might hurt a bit.
Now, here's a part that I really enjoy, that I really like. I love the Stamets-Tilly character arc. I like how they come together. By the way, thank you so much, Common Sense America. Bird of Prey going out of his way to make fun of my accent, because I call shields shields and not shields. So, shout out to Bird of Prey. Arcantos aren't real asteroids like miles apart. They are. They are. So, I like Tilly. I like Stamets, and I like the interactions they have. I think it's it feels like a real friendship. It feels like they're there. That it's something really gained.
Might hurt a bit.
Apparently she has rocks inside of her. We can't see what exactly it is. Apparently they have rocks or some kind of cyborg or something. I wonder if that's a spore, if that's the green spore that was inside of her. Look at Saru over here to the right. I'm going to get my gun. I don't know if he's reaching for a gun, but that's the way he looks like. I'm going to get my gun. And yes, only I am allowed to make fun of Southerners for liking guns. You can't. I mean, that's intriguing. Notice the spore drive. The spore drive seems active too. So maybe they are pulling the spore drive into it a little bit. I don't know. Can I just say, I'm going to call it Stilly. Stamets and Tilly, Stilly. Tilly is going to show Stamets the great love of a woman. Either that, or we don't know that much about Tilly. Maybe we have someone who's transgender, and we can have Stilly. You don't know. I'm going to call it Stilly. Bird of Prey, I get made fun of for the way I say buttons, says Bird of Prey. Yeah, Bird of Prey, you know I'm giving you a hard time, buddy. Alright. This is my looking face. I'm Captain Pike. And this is my looking face. Look at my looking face. Oh, there's an image for you. Let's go back for a second. So we have something falling. See, a lot of this, I think, is just footage from the first episode where they're going and looking at this ship. It may be the first episode. Maybe it's another episode. But it looks like it's all from at least one episode, right? Where something just goes to hell. Stilly my nilly, Fatty says. Stilly my nilly indeed. I'm thinking that these are the first 5 episodes because of the runner change, says Darth Vader. Maybe. Maybe. Alright, so here's something that'll make a lot of people mad. Michael. So we see at the beginning of this trailer that Saru's hurt. I'm assuming this happens right after that. I like the Michael Saru dynamics shown in this trailer. I think Michael starts out as a know-it-all who can beat Saru, and they try to make it where Saru is they try to make it where Saru and Michael have this friendship, really good friendship, where they tease each other. Then Michael goes out of her way to betray Saru, and then they have to rebuild it. It's done really awful. It's just horrific. Though, as the season goes on, it gets a little bit better. And it looks like it does very well here, where the Saru-Michael dichotomy and friendship is really coming back, where they're even closer friends than they were before. And so, this dynamic seems to do pretty well.
You are my family.
The fact that she calls him her family. So what Michael is supposed to be and what she is are two different things. Michael is supposed to be part Vulcan and has an issue letting people in. So from that dynamic, that is very powerful. Unfortunately, they don't do her that well, so it doesn't come off a lot. But I can see what they were going for, and I can see why that would be powerful. How did Saru treat Ganglia, leave him anywhere near the Star Trek Discovery dumpster fire? It's a bit inconsistent. I agree. Every time Lorca walked in, his Ganglia should have went off. Wow, that sounds dirty.
My family.
You guys tell me. I've seen this before. I think this has been on Trek before. What the hell is that? That may be from Star Trek Online. Is that from Star Trek Online? Because that looks familiar. I love how they're surrounded by every crew member on the ship here. You got no idea what the hell's going on. The ball that's going through it almost looks like the thing that came out of Tilly. I'm not sure. I'm going to give it a second to see if you guys can tell me what that looks like. And here, let me do this. Just for a brief second. What does that look like to you guys? Let me know in the comments below. Is it an Iconian gateway? Is it an Iconian gateway? I don't think it's an Iconian gateway, but it's familiar. Maybe it is an Iconian gateway. I don't know. It looks deployable. Look at you see the little hatches that close around it? So it looks like it's... Well, let's look this up together, gents. No, that doesn't look anything like an Iconian gateway. At least not the way DS9 does it. Let's see what Star Trek Online. I want to say sphere builders. I could be wrong, though. That does not look like an Iconian gateway to me. Yeah, I'm not... That just looks really familiar. I don't know. It looks like the Bajoran orbs contain... I could see that, but no. It was in a cave on STO. People were obsessed with it. Okay. Looks like something made by the Aquatic Zindi. I don't know. I don't know.
We found ourselves.
Alright, so let's listen to this real quick.
We found ourselves among the stars.
I actually like that voiceover. That's very Trek. Out of all of this, that's one of the things that feel Trek to me. That, you know, we found ourselves, we're looking into the stars. I wonder what these containers are. All three of them have... See these containers right here? Maybe not all three, but they have these containers. I don't know if that's to... Maybe those are transport pieces? I don't know. Veglarg. Laura doing stream while I'm actually awake. Indeed. Laura, did you see the title CBS released for the upcoming Trek shows? I did not, no.
We found our strength.
Okay. Not sure what significance this has right here, but sure. Those look like Jumba. Look, so in the top left-hand corner, those look like Jumja sticks to me. Hey, you know what let's do? Let's have a place where the Vulcans live, right? And we're gonna make them sit or kneel on a triangle, and then we're gonna put candles around them, because that's what Vulcans do, right?
Our strength.
Woot! More improbable asteroid belt stuffs. So we got Saru... No? Red. Blue. And those hands look human. Did we see anyone wearing red before? Let's go back through here real quick. Wasn't it the mom wearing red, maybe? Where's the mom? Where's the mom? Was she wearing red? No, she was wearing blue. So who is this, I wonder? Laurel commonly wears red, but that is a white hand that is definitively not Klingon. And that's Michael Burnham's hand. So who is she doing there? The Terror of Death says the device looks like something from Babylon 5. I could see that. I still say the Federation would have gotten stomped during the war. They did get stomped. Especially since Martok said that an attack on Earth was never considered by the Klingons. They did get stomped. Well, he didn't say considered. He said attempted. That's how they get around it. It was never attempted, not considered.
This feels bad.
Discovery could be doing something impossible.
Tilly doesn't wear red, though, so I don't know who that is. Oh, could it be Michael and Tilly? Do we have Millie, folks? Do we have Millie?
Discovery could be doing something impossible.
So I actually like that back and forth right there. It shows excitement, shows doing the impossible. It's very Trek, in my opinion. I like the lightheartedness on that. I do.
Hold tight.
You got good old Saru where he needs to be. In the command position, telling Pike to shut the F up, as the white male he is. He needs to sit down and recognize his privilege.
Tight.
Alright, look at this. That is the spore drive. And it's active. We know it's active because it's radiating the light that we see when the spore drive is activated from Season 1. So they are using the spore drive. Oh, Fearless said they would not have been stopped. Yeah, they would have. I mean, based on what we see in Season 1. Now, if you look at dialogue, they may not have been. Mikey times Tilly is Millie. That's correct. And apparently, whatever is in it is pissed. And look at behind here. So here goes back to the spore drive. Those are activated pods, and they're only activated when they have spores in them. All right, so here's the spore drive. It's not active right there. So I guess it's some kind of lightning creature or something. And the lightning could have been within the spore drive and the spore drive not been activated. You've been hanging out on Tumblr too much. I don't even know what the hell that means. If I hang out on anything, it is Reddit. Actually, don't hang out on Reddit. More people falling in space. Because that's what you can do. You can fall in space. Who is it? What's going on? Oh no. Oh no. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Let me see if I can do it. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. I just relax. Relax.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god.
What's going on? What's...
As a child, I had the same vision again and again.
What's...
Oh my god.
What
Oh my
what's...
god. Oh my god.
Oh, what's...
Now I understand its meaning and where it must lead.
What the hell? No, I don't want you. I want what I had before. I lost it. Darn computer. It's Spock. It's evil Spock. Nice day to you as well, Francois. Francois and Unitel. They still can play it smart with these blatant philosophical discrepancies from Enterprise to the original series to the TNG, with the pendulum swinging. I still don't get Possessed Chick. That's a character named Aki Dearest or Aki Dearest. I don't know how she says her name. I just like... I was looking up fan overreactions once, and her channel popped up. She does a lot of like anime and stuff like that, so I use that when it's an overreaction. So there's Spock, which is fantastic. A lot of people had issues with Spock. I actually don't at all. I don't understand why other people do. So yeah, all of that to say I didn't hate it. It just doesn't necessarily feel like Trek to me. They had some promising points. The only thing I really do like is... The only thing I really do like... Sorry, I'm going to look for the other trailer. The only thing I really do like is... is the character interactions, and that has nothing to do with Trek, you know? That has nothing to do with how Trek is done. It has nothing to do... It just has a skin. Everything I like about it could be done on any series. Now, you're saying in the first trailer they actually had people with... no, that's not right. They actually had people with red or something like that. Wearing red. So let me see if I can find the original trailer. I'm not sure that I can, though, because... God forbid any of this be easy, right? Where would that be? Star Trek this season on Star Trek Discovery? No. Yeah, we can't find it. So, because we were trying to figure out... who was wearing the red, right? And so there's no real fantastic way to do that. But some people were saying in the original season 2 trailer that they showed people with red. But here we go. Here we go, good folks. Good gents. Here we are. So let me do this, and let me do that. And while I'm doing this, and while I'm looking, why don't you guys tell me your opinions, because we'll be ending fairly shortly. But they said there were 2 people wearing red. Maybe that'll tell us whose hand she was holding. I don't think it will, but maybe. Just maybe. Ah, there's a person. So, left-hand corner here. You know, maybe. That looks like the exact same material in the season 2. But that's just a back character, so I'd be surprised. Huh. Maybe. I think the beard is temporary. He was locked in a basement or something. Talking about Spock, I assume, not me. I'm getting a beard to impress a lady friend. Huh. I don't know. What do you guys think? I mean, that looks like the same material, but then there's more to it than that. Looks better than the first season, but still many questions that need answering. I'd agree with that. I think it looks better than the first season. But, again, they're just, in my opinion, liars. So I don't know. I know a lot of people who get upset when I say this. I would never suggest stealing anything. I would suggest getting it the legal way, which is what I always do. I don't even accept torrents or free things that wasn't originally bought. Wonder if they will address Spock's brother. Maybe his brother's in it. The titles for the new series: Star Trek Revolution, Star Trek Destiny, Star Trek Reliant, Star Trek Starfleet Academy, Star Trek Lower Decks, and last but not least, Star Trek SETI Alpha 5. Lower Decks sounds stupid. Starfleet Academy is not promising. They've never really done that right. Star Trek Destiny might be interesting. Reliant might be interesting. SETI Alpha 5, they're going to have them on a planet. That makes a lot of sense. The Red Angel, Fox Nixer. So could she be holding the thing of the Red Angel? Maybe. I don't know. I don't know, guys, but I do know that I got to head out fairly shortly. So I want to thank you so much for watching. I'm glad I did this in the morning. Maybe I should do more morning ones. It seems like more people like to show up. Or perhaps it's just the fact that I'm selling out. Regardless, remember, ultimately, in the end, all of our lives are a story. Make yours a good one.